we have to really emphasize are the green products. Because without green products, we won't have realistic green buildings. In 1980 to 99 or 90, green product standards began to appear in the marketplace. Initially, many standards were developed in response to growing concerns for product toxicity and its impact on children's health and indoor environmental air quality. From 2000 to today, global warming and resource depletion became more prominent, and supported by research, the number and type of green product standards and certifications grow tremendously. As you can see, now there are 600 green product certifications in the world. If you want to see these products, go to Greenbuild, that's USGBC's annual conference, or go to EcoBuild, that's United Kingdom's global green building conference. I think those are excellent 101 green products or green buildings for you. Because every year you see how green product market is growing from the size of the exhibitions. And 100 of these product certifications are used in the United States. What is the motivation of people coming up with these certification systems? I think is an important question. Why countries are trying to come up with their systems? One is the objective sustainable design criteria. Before LEED and BREEAM in Turkey, people were coming out and saying, my building is ecological. How do I know? You know, people were using these phrases to sell their buildings, especially office buildings, but how do we know that your building is ecological? That's why we need these systems to justify. This is an objective assessment criteria, and we make educated decisions to design high-performance buildings through these systems. This is a performance evaluation. We minimize risks, and it's goal setting for energy and water savings. The client first time thinks, oh, you want me to think 5 years from now, you know, what my building is going to use? Before that, you never ask client these kind of questions, but when you're preparing an OPR, owner's project requirements, you ask many questions to clients which make them think the future of their building, which is great because it's all about reducing the operations and maintenance costs. And of course, I have to mention it's a great marketing tool. It's not something I'm interested, but companies use it to sell. My building is LEED Platinum certified, period. There are many international systems, and my colleagues will elaborate more on those, but these are mainly what others use. CASP, for example, the Japanese system is a great system, but mostly used around Japan, as you can imagine. I think the most successful system when it comes to spreading the word around is probably LEED, because everything is in English, and English makes it very easy to use by all countries. We can go on forever with the systems, but my colleague will talk about LEED further, its leadership in energy and environmental design, and explores the green buildings in 6 different areas: site planning and water management, energy management, material use, indoor environmental air quality, innovation and design process, which is improving. It is very difficult for an international project to get innovation credits yet. When we look at the LEED systems, Robert will focus more on those, that's why I won't spend much time explaining, but more or less they're all the same. LEED, BREEAM, and DGNB focuses on several different topics. So, when we talk about BREEAM, Building Establishment System, it's the oldest environmental assessment rating system. Up to now, more than 200,000 buildings are certified, and there are about 700,000 applications to be global. So it's not so easy to get these certification systems. When we look at the BREEAM schemes, they are again new construction, refurbishment, sustainable homes, communities, BREEAM in use, that's for existing buildings, And brand bespoke, that's for mostly housing, international, and also if you have a different building, a mixed use, that all other specifications don't fit. So they fit according to your criteria. So, and DGMB will be explained in detail further, is the newest system. It's very clear and it plays an important role in today's market because it includes the social and economical factors which were missing from LEED and BRAM. That makes DGMB a very complete system, a very comprehensive system. It provides a lot of information and is made up of 6 criteria serving as the basis, and our friend will elaborate more on that. Let's look at the impact of these systems. I think it is very important to talk about impact, what they create really. For clients, it's really corporate social responsibility in today's business environment. There are a lot of financial gains attached to building green. It's good for recruitment, even for universities. Maybe most of you saw Time magazine's last year cover page. In the United States, there was a survey, and 380 students out of 500 said they are going to prefer a green school, a green university. That's why Harvard University received LEED certification for all its buildings. They just wanted to set a good example for the rest of the buildings, for the rest of the universities. It's wonderful for architects and engineers because these certification systems bring new design approaches, new digital tools. They start talking about finally integrated design. You know, we used to meet with the landscape architect when the project was over, and now he or she is at the top of the table from the very beginning. Everyone is there, all project stakeholders. We drive decisions towards the owner's goals from the very beginning. So at the end of the project, owner doesn't come and say, oh, I didn't ask for that. He's involved from the very beginning. And for users, it's perception of health and well-being commitment, retention and quality of work. Really, there are a lot of statistics showing that people who go to green schools, students score higher, teachers don't resign as quickly as the standard schools. From the hospitals, people get better quicker, 2.5 days. Shopping centers, people tend to stay more. Doesn't sound great, but every building can be green and it has a lot of advantages to the user. When we look at the industry and certification systems, green building certification systems has led to innovation and design. For example, green roofs. There's a tremendous demand in Turkey right now for green roofs because LEED and BRAM promote you get credits for doing green roofs. It increases the demand for renewable energy technologies. We have something now, Green E, in Turkey, which means which you can get credit from LEED. If you use your electricity from renewable sources and you have a contract for 2 years, and if you prove that to LEED, you get 2 credits, but the company should have a Green E certification. So a lot of companies in Turkey now who produce electricity from renewables, who are planning to sell that, are receiving this Green E certification. So through these green building systems, countries are improving their renewable markets. Energy analysts got involved during conceptual design stage, which was never the case before. And that's extremely important because energy modeling, which is mandatory in LEED and 90% mandatory in other certification systems, really help you to do a better design related to energy. And designers are pushed to be green. I'm laughing at this, but there is really a peer pressure on architects now. Of course, all the other designers also to do green. If you're not green, you're passa, you're out. And in 5 years from now, you're not going to discuss about doing green or not. It's going to be default being green. When we compare them, high level of variation between the systems for the same grade or rating, I'm sorry, maybe this stayed here. And BREEAM Excellent, LEED Platinum, and 6-star office building are not so equivalent in terms of sustainability features or environmental impact. Even for the same system, if you compare 3 buildings, you will see a lot of discrepancies. So comparison is not so smart right now. It's not like, let's compare LEED, BREEAM, DGNB. It's not so feasible. Looks like Green Star and LEED rates UK buildings higher than BREEAM, and systems don't travel well in terms of comparison, as I said. A global set of benchmark parameters should be set for rating tools, really. And some ratings, for example, water, cannot be rated same in every country. You can imagine the way Kuwait, Turkey, or England evaluates water credits should be different. Same ratings, for example, there are a lot of talk about new buildings, but really the real energy savings is in the old buildings. We have to talk more about old buildings. That's why LEED came up with LEED EBOM, existing buildings operations and maintenance certification, and BREEAM came up with in-use, BREEAM in-use, and DGNB has his for existing buildings. And in Canada and India, this year, LEED applications for existing buildings exceeded the new buildings, which tells you something. We need further research on international rating tools from an objective perspective, not to criticize them, but to better them. And really, we need a common metrics. That's the way to go. If it's a global, when we talk about globalization, we need a common language for carbon insight. BREEAM, LEED and Green Star and UK Green Building Council, that's why, signed an MOU last year, 2009, at the EcoBuild. They're going to work together. And the objective of this MOU is really to map and develop common metrics to measure emissions of CO2 equivalents from new homes and buildings. I think instead of competing, these kind of research, this kind of collaboration will really help us to work against climate change. I want to just end my talk by showing some great examples from Turkey. This is a university campus. We received BREEAM Very Good interim certification recently for the whole campus buildings. This is the first campus building in Turkey, so I like to show these to tell you that it's happening. It's there, it's happening. And Bosch Siemens office building is going to receive LEED Gold. We're working on it. My co-workers are here also. And this is also a great project to be an example. And we applied to FP7 Open House funding for that to assess it with their new assessment methodology. As you know, FP7 Open House is a partnership of 17 or 18 different NGOs and companies who are trying to come up with a new assessment method for Europe. And the next one is at Boğaziçi University campus. This is my old university. We are receiving a LEED Gold certification for an existing building because it went through a major renovation, and we are receiving a LEED New Construction certification for that. It's one of the oldest buildings in Turkey, built in late 1800s as a university building. So it's really happening, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you, bye-bye.